My house is a complete disaster today. I try to never let it get this bad, but we did recently have COVID, and although we're on the up and up, I've been feeling a little bit sicker the last few days, and I have just been in no mood to clean. But today's the day we're going to tackle the house as much as we can. I do have work later, so we might have to make this a 2-day process. We'll see, but I'm going to try to get as much done as possible. But first, let's get ourselves ready for the day, because although keeping your house clean is very important, taking care of yourself is important too. And the dishes can wait 15 more minutes. All right, so today I really want to start in the kitchen because it's like the biggest disaster ever, and then we'll work our way from there. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna get everything done today because I do have work in 2.5 hours, so probably not, but we're gonna do what we can and then go from there. My main goal today is to get the kitchen done at the very least, so let's get started with that. My kitchen had seen better days. She was not looking spicy or delicious, but when your house is a disaster, all you can do is start. You have to start somewhere. So I gathered all the miscellaneous dishes from around the house and then started clearing out the sink so I could fill it with hot soapy water. I find that this is the best way for me to do dishes because the hot water really helps to get all the food off of the dishes. And I do typically like to use Comet or Ajax on the inside of the sink before I start the dishes. It has bleach in it, and I just feel like it gets the sink nice and clean before I start putting clean water in there. It also helps to keep the kitchen sponge sanitized and smelling not like mildew. When the kitchen is this messy, it's hard because I don't have anywhere to put my dirty dishes that I'm taking out of the sink, so I just have to find space on the counters or sometimes leave the right side of the sink dirty until I have enough space to clean it out. When I do the dishes, I usually like to work in sections, so I'll typically start with plates and bowls in the first load, then I'll move on to cups and then miscellaneous items like measuring cups, measuring spoons, Tupperware, etc. Then I'll usually do silverware and then finally finish with large miscellaneous items like pots and pans, the French press, the blender when it's dirty, things like that. I just find that this system helps me to feel like I'm accomplishing goals as I go. And in case you're wondering, the reason why I am washing everything by hand instead of using our perfectly functional and rather new dishwasher is because we own so few dishes that by the time the dishwasher is full enough to run, we are out of everything, especially silverware and plates. So I find it best to just wash the dishes by hand so that they are ready on demand. And I mostly just use the dishwasher as a drying rack. I do run vinegar through it about once a week to keep it clean, but I like it because it keeps the counters clear from a dishwashing rack, which adds clutter, especially in this small of a kitchen. With that being said, at this point in the dishwashing process, the dishwasher was full of wet dishes, so I couldn't put them away since they're not dry yet, and I didn't have any more space to finish up the large items that I had yet to wash, so I decided to clear off the counters, wipe them down, fill up the soap while I was at it, and lay down some towels on the counter so that I could put the dishes on them to dry, and I didn't have to continue to overfill the dishwasher. I bleached the sink again on both sides this time to get rid of any food grime. Then finished wiping down the counters and the miscellaneous items like the food scale. Clean the stove really good. and cleaned out and then organized the fruit bowl. Then I put away the big dishes on the counter so that the counters could be nice and clear. And just like that, the kitchen was done. Next, I decided to tackle the elephant in the room, the giant foldable mattress I bought for our upcoming camping trip. Since we unpacked it, the box and the mattress have been sitting in the middle of our living room, and so my task today is to find a place to put it, fold the clothes, and tidy up in general. Before purchasing it, I fully intended to store it on the shelf above our closet, but unfortunately, I quickly realized that's not going to work. Once I realized it wasn't going to fit where I had originally planned to put it, I came to the conclusion that the only thing to do was purchase the carrying case so I could put it in our garage. So I ordered that and then did the only logical thing there was left to do, hid it behind the bed until the case came, and moved on in the cleaning of the living room. I store my off-season decorations in the garage, and even though this wreath screams fall, it was on sale now, so I got it, and I'm just putting it in these bags in order to protect it from the dust and other things down there in the garage. Then I got to work on folding the laundry from the day before. Sadly, at this point I had to go to work, so I left it as it was, and the next day I picked up where I left off. When the couch was all clear, I moved on to the items on the floor. Got rid of the giant mattress box. Cleared off the dining room table. Yes, there's an Xbox on it. No, we were not using it as a plate. I can explain, but I'm not going to. Then I just gave everything a quick wipe down and put everything back like it was supposed to. So beautiful. Gorgeous. Just wow. And just like that, the living room was done. Next, I moved on to the bedroom. It was a disaster, but I always like to start with making the bed because I feel like it's the focal point of the room, and making the bed just really helps to make it look cleaner, even if everything around it is looking crazy. A made fresh bed can really bring the room together. And I did decide to change the sheets. I usually try to change them once a week in the summer and every other week in the winter. So I put on a fresh pair, and they're real wrinkly but still cozy, and that's what counts. When we bought our bed, we also bought these really nice cooling memory foam pillows, but they didn't have them in king size. They only had them in standard, so they look ridiculously small on our California king bed. And I also like the look of 3 standard pillows across the bed better than 2 king size pillows. I feel like it makes the bed look bigger. So what I do is I put a silk pillowcase underneath, and then I cover it with a lidded one. The lidded one is very uncomfortable to sleep on, so we literally just take it off every night and have the silk one underneath, and then put it back on in the morning when I make the bed. It's a lot of extra steps, but that's why I'm putting 2 pillowcases on the bed. When that was all done, I moved on to clearing off the floor. And by this time, my mattress protector had came, so I went ahead and put that away as well. Just made a huge difference in making the room feel so much cleaner. This mattress ended up being way bigger and heavier than I expected, but let me tell you, it is comfortable to sleep on. And apart from camping, we also let guests sleep on it too, which is super handy since we live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I cleaned off the dresser. Dusted the nightstands. They're black, so you can see the dust collect really easy on them, opposed to lighter furniture. And just like magic, it went from disaster to actually a peaceful place where I would want to sleep. I'm so happy. Moving on to my disgusting bathroom. Sometimes I question why I put this stuff on the internet. I'm really just like showing my true colors. But I started off by clearing the counters. and giving everything a nice wipe. Refilling the soap and the lotion. And then cleaning the toilet. Yes, sometimes I read on the toilet. It's no different than scrolling Instagram. It's just the OG method. I think my favorite part of cleaning the whole bathroom is squirting this blue stuff around the toilet rim and then scrubbing it clean. It smells so good and it's just like so satisfying. I do want to transition eventually to cleaner cleaning products, but for now, this is one of the small joys of my life. And just like that, the bathroom is clean. The last thing left was the desk area that's literally shoved in the hallway, but I like to call it my office. My side's always a mess and my husband's side is always immaculate. So I just cleaned up everything that was on there, and yeah, it took a relatively short amount of time. Voila. The last thing that I tackled were the floors. I usually like to sweep when I do a deep clean. We do have a Shark vacuum cleaner, which works really great, but I feel like sweeping just gets in all the cracks and crevices where the vacuum cleaner can't necessarily reach. So when I'm going to mop, I sweep rather than vacuum, or I'll sweep first and do a spot vacuum after. Then I went around with my Swiffer wet jet and mopped the floors. I like this a lot better than a traditional mop because you can just throw away the little insert after. And I actually don't even use the regular inserts because they're more expensive. I use the ones for the original Swiffer and just stick it on there and it works fine. And it's way cheaper, so that's why it's hanging off a little bit. Last thing left to do was give the rugs a quick vacuum. And when we were done with that, we were done. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to check out my last one, cleaning my small apartment, no talking, and subscribe for more like this. Thank you for watching and happy cleaning.